You see this kind of structure on your Jamb UTME question. What are you going to do? Here you have the name of the compound above. That is, you're looking for the IUPAC nomenclature. First of all, before we look at the options, let's dig into the naming. Now, this structure you're seeing here is what we call staggered structure. A staggered structure is without the bond. That you cannot see the bond here is a staggered structure. There is another one whereby you're going to incubate the molecules or the atoms in a bracket. That one is called condensed structure. Now, for you to be able to name this staggered structure, you must put it into a common structure. Now, for you to put in a common structure, you have to put in the individual carbons you have. Here we have a carbon, that is CH2 plus Br, known as bromo, a bromine, a halogen group, and CH again with Cl, a chlorine known as chloro, CH, CH2, and CH2 plus Br. Now, this C I have here, the first one, you have to align them to connect with the individual carbons you have. This is another carbon, and this is another carbon, and this one again is another carbon. Now, after you have done this, notice that you don't know whether there is a single, double, or triple bond that you can see from this staggered structure. Hence, to be able to note that, you're going to complete the bond of the individual carbon molecule you're seeing here. Hence, I'm going to complete the bond for here. This carbon has 4 bonds, so that here I have already have one, the remaining 1, 2, and 3, making it 4 with this one. For this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, after the completement of the bonds you have, you're going to look at the substituent and also the hydrogen you have. This first carbon from the question or the structure we have here has H2, so you have to substitute that H2 over here. If you can put it here, you can put it anywhere you put it, it is still going to be correct. Now, aside it, you're going to have Br, because from this one we still have a leftover bond that nothing has entered there. So you have a Br there known as bromo. You are going to attach it to this place. Note, you can put this here, you can put this here, wherever you want to put it, it's still going to be correct. Now, this is a CH, this second one here. This second one has only H, not H2. So it has only 1 H. Let's put that 1 H over here. Now it is left over with 1 bond. What is going to bond here? You can see from the beside it, you have a chlorine. You're going to substitute that chlorine over here, we known as chloro. Now this other carbon here has CH2, so the H is going to go into these places here. Now this other one also have CH2. You put the H here in 2 places. This other one, the last one, also have CH2, so we put H here and H here, but it's left over with 1 bond, which is a bromo, so we are going to put it over to this place. Now, if you look very well, you see that there is no leftover bond here, and the carbons have completed themselves and saturated with a single bond. Hence, we know that this is known as an alkane family. This is now going to note as an alkane with just single bond. Now, the next thing you're going to do is to determine the longest carbon chain, which is just the straight chain, and how many carbon you have. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you know that 1 carbon atom, 5 carbon atom is called pent. Now, because they are single bond which belongs to the family of alkane with an ND, ANE, we are now going to put it at pentane. Now, that is the name or parent name of this structure. I could have left the name of this structure to be pentane, but because we have some substituents over here, we need to tell them that in this pentane, so carbon, that we are going to see a bromine or a chlorine. To be able to do that, we need to number this carbon from here to this point over here. The number we assign to it is called the locant. So from here, I'm going to have first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, and fifth carbon. We do this forward and backward. So I'm going to number backward again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These, remember, are called the locant. Now, this locant is going to tell me where I'm going to find the individual substituents I have for this structure over here. Now, in naming the forward locant, I'm going to find out that at the first carbon, bromine is going to be there. So bromine, known as bromo, is going to be at first carbon, that is following the forward locant, whereby on the second carbon we are going to find chlorine, known as chloro. All right, and this is on second carbon atom. You go furthermore to see another substituent called also bromo. So the second bromo is on carbon 5 over here. Now remember that we are trying to give it the possible value number, or the possible, or the lowest possible locant over here. Hence, that is why we number backward. Now when you're following the backward naming, you're going to find out that in this last bromo, it is now going to be on carbon 1, whereby this chlorine is going to be on carbon 4, and this last bromo will now be on carbon 5. So what you're going to do, you're going to compare these locants here, the one that is the lowest, you're going to take that one. So for these forward locants we have over here, we have 1, 2, and 5. While the backward locants from this point back to here is going to give us 1, 4, and 5. Now between 1, 2, 5 and 1, 4, 5, the lowest one is 1, 2, and 5. So we're going to take 1, 2, and 5 as our locant, and that is the forward locant over here. So we are now going to use this back one again, but this was forward locant we have here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to start naming this compound. Remember, we have not the parent name to be what? Pentane. Now for you to name it, you're going to assign this number with the individual substituent that are on the carbon you are locating at the naming. Now how we're going to do this is, if you look at bromine, you look at chlorine in alphabetical order, you're going to find out that bromine is going to come first than chlorine, because B comes first in alphabet before C. So we're going to first of all identify where we can find the B on this structure over here before the C, which is what? Bromo and chloro. Now how are we going to do this? We are going to start from here. We're going to say that if you go to carbon 1, because this bromo is on carbon 1, now in this carbon 1 and also in carbon 5, because the second bromo is found on carbon 5, that you are going to put comma 5. We use comma to separate number from number. Now what are you going to see in carbon 1 and carbon 5? You're going to see what? Bromo. You're going to see bromo. Now because the bromo you have here is twice, that is not single, you're going to assign a name: di, tri, tetra, and so on and so forth, of how many of that substituent you have. Here I have 2 bromo, I'm going to put it dibromo. If it were 3 bromo on this structure, I'll put tribromo or tetrabromo if it is 4. Now because it is 2 bromo here, I'm going to put dibromo and write this as dibromo. Now again, we separate number from alphabet using a dash or a hyphen, and I have finished locating where we are going to find the bromo on this structure here. We are going to tell them where they are going to find the chloro on this same structure. So where are we going to find chloro? Because we are following the forward locant, chloro is going to be on carbon 2. That is here. We are now going to say that dash 2. Remember, we separate what? Number from alphabet using a what? A dash or a hyphen. So on carbon 2, we are going to find what? We are going to find a chloro. Now I finish locating where all the substituents I have in this structure. I'm now going to put in the parent name, which I have as pent, and N because of the single bond between the carbon molecule. Now this is now going to be chloro pentane. Note, you are not going to shift hand when you're writing the parent name, like shift hand something of this form. You're going to attach it closer to what? The chloro, becomes chloro pentane. Now this is the name of the structure we have over here, and this is the common structure. This should be letters 1, 5 dibromo dash 2 dash chloro pentane. And if you look at this option here, the first option have 1, 5 but no dash dibromo, and here with no dash it have 2 and chloro pentane. And this other one have 1 without 5, so it is incorrect. And this one have 1, it is not correct. And this one have 1 bromo, it is not also correct. So the correct answer here is this option A, but the problem is that the computer or the typist did not put the hyphen over here, but this is our correct word answer. Now, assuming that you were given just this name to redraw the structure we have over here, what are you going to do? So we are going to talk about that now. If you are given this structure as 1,5 dash dibromo 2-chlolopentane, what are you going to do? I want to write this structure with the structure with this name over here. Now, to do that, you're going to go to the parent name. Remember, the parent name is always found at the last naming. That is the pentane. Here, the pent shows you that it is 5 carbons. So first of all, you draw your 5 carbon over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What again do you have to know? You have N, meaning that there is a what? Single bond between the carbon molecule. You go again, here you have 2 chloro. This 2 chloro means that 2 means on carbon 2, you're going to find what? Chloro. So I'm going to check where is carbon 2 here. This is a carbon 2, and this is also a what? Carbon 2. That's naming from here, I'll find carbon 2. Naming from here, I'll find carbon 2. But I'm going to choose this carbon as my carbon 2 and not this one. You can also choose this one, and the structure is going to be a reverse, but it's still going to be the same thing. So here I'm going to put my word chloro, because from here I have it to be at carbon 1, 2. It's on carbon 2. Now we go back again. Here we're going to find a what? We're going to find a bromo, and it is not that it is a dibromo, meaning 2 bromo that are located. First is located on carbon 1, and the second is located on carbon 5. Following the same locant, you follow and get carbon 2, which is the forward locant over here. So in carbon 1, as you can see, I'm going to see a what? Bromo. And in carbon 5, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to find a what? Another bromo. All right. Another bromo represented like this, Br. Now, what is it going to be now? This dibromo has been completed because it is 2. So this is the structure we have over here. Now, at this juncture that there is no more substituent, you now complete it with hydrogen molecule, and that is how you are going to use the naming or the IUPAC nomenclature to get back to the structure. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and